That's right. It's the Daps and Pounds show. We are here. Dobie, tell them what we're talking about this episode.
More rap beef! There's been a reply.
Yeah.
A reply from Pusha T himself.
Yeah.
Did he just give Drake the biggest L of his career? Well, we will talk about that. We will break down the bars. We will break down the repercussions. Where's Drake at? We're gonna be talking about it. New music, as always. Yeezus, Kanye West releasing Yay. 7 songs, second album off of this Wyoming project. How do we feel about it? We're going to give you the real review from Malcolm and Dobie. Also, we talk about how you don't need to listen to Ugly God's new project. We're going to talk to you about Dizzy Wright released another project. Curren released a project. Couple new singles from people like Neo, Charlie XCX. So, I mean, there's some stuff bubbling, but I'd say the majority of the podcast is definitely surrounded by Kanye West, Drake, and Pusha. So it's juicy. We got a lot of drama going down. And then we close with 101 conversation starters. You can find us on Daps_Pounds, Twitter, Instagram. Dappies, hit us up. Let's go.
Squawk.
2 mics, 2 friends, 1 show. Let's go. 2 mics, 2 friends, 1 show. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. 2 mics, 2 friends, 1 show. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 2 mics, 2 friends, 1 show. Let's go. The Daps and Pounds show. This is the Daps and Pounds show. Yeah. You know.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? We are here. We are back. We are finally here again. My name is Malky. To my left, we have
Dobie.
Represent 2 mics,
2 friends,
and 1 show.
The Daps and Pounds show.
Ha! We did it, guys. We're here, episode 18. This is going to be a good episode. We have a lot to break down. We have Kanye West, Drake, Pusha T, part 2, like week 2 of seeing what's going to happen in their beef. We can break down what happened or what didn't happen. This is going to be a fun episode. We're going to give you 101 conversation starters for couples as always, and we're going to start things off with good, bad. If you haven't watched the show whatsoever, then you know good, bad is a time where you can get to know your co-host. But first, Dobie, tell them Cohurst.
Dang, Drake.
Cohurst. But first, I forgot to tell you guys where you can find us on social media. So, Dobie, where can they find us on social?
You guys can find us on Daps_Pounds, where we give you the most mediocre, untimely posts. Yeah. Let's be honest. We got to be honest about that.
Yeah.
But, so Daps_Pounds on Twitter and Instagram. Also follow our personal ones. We do post a lot there. I mean, we're constantly posting stuff there. So, mine's at Dobie Warren Kenobi.
Mine is at Malky Groves 1990.
We got to get better at it. We know that.
For sure. But because also, we need you guys to talk to us more.
Yeah. I know we're still getting a lot of listeners. That's the funny thing about it. And I checked our stats. We're still growing. The trend, it's a little bit slower, but it's constantly been growing. So it hasn't dropped. So we haven't had a single month when our listeners via podcasts have dropped. So shout out to you guys who have listened. I'm starting to think like we might have to have a meeting soon on what things we could do to just kind of help it grow a little bit more. Because the funny thing is, no matter what happens between like us, this is something we could still always do. You know what I mean? It might not be video-wise every week for you guys, but I think the majority of our listeners are via podcast, and we enjoy doing this anyways because it's so a part of, again, our friendship and what we do.
Right.
And so we always look forward to Sundays. So we hope you guys look forward to Mondays because we really enjoy talking about it. But anyways, this is going to be good, bad, where we break down things that are happening in our week, let you guys get to step into our lives a little bit. So I'll start this off.
Okay, go.
Bad. We're going to start there, okay? Friday. It's going to be the weekend, right? June 1st. It's a new day. It's a new week, right? Or new month. Everybody likes new days, new months. I lift my head. Boom, just like that. Stabbed in the back. I'm telling you, the sharpest pain that has ever gone through my body. I felt like Satan was on my back with a knife, and he just one section of my body. It basically paralyzed me. I got dressed and I went to work. I could barely move my neck. I couldn't twist, couldn't do anything. Like, I pinched a nerve somewhere. Terrible, terrible pain. And I basically looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And then I found out another manager of mine was sick. So then we only were down with one manager. And that manager does paperwork. So nothing against him, but it's hard to get a lot of stuff done because when he does paperwork, that takes up a lot of time. So usually when you know it's those days, you feel like you're not going to get a whole lot of done anyways. And I went into my office and I was like, I'm not going to lie. I feel like punching a wall right now because I'm so mad because I'm in so much pain. And he's like, just go home. And I was like, okay. So then I went home and I pretty much laid in bed. And then I found out I wasn't supposed to do that because then that makes you tense. Mm-hmm. So eventually the next day, yesterday, me being back at work, it didn't hurt nearly as bad the day. So I had rest. But then after me doing a bunch of stuff, I sold 2 cars yesterday, which was crazy. And so after being busy, my back is better, but I'm going to the chiropractor on Monday. But anyways, it's just like weird stuff you never expect. That's life. You wake up in the morning, boom. All of a sudden your day, it's like, what is going on with life? I wasn't expecting this. I literally woke up grateful for the day, lift my head, boom, you're done. You're done, eh?
Yeah, backs are no joke.
No.
Backs are so crazy. You don't realize how much you can't do when your back is like gone.
When my back and my neck,
my back,
my booty and my crack. We'll leave it at that. Hey. So, and then good, just new month. I had a pretty good month last month, just trying to stay busy, staying positive. So that's been good. And then cheesy nerd stuff. There's a new Dragon Ball game out for your phone. I'm been doing that when I'm watching TV. Started watching Riverdale. Season 2. I'm telling you, it is I
did too, and man,
it's the most dramatic show.
There's something about this season, though, that I'm not.
It's still good. What episode are you on? We're episode
11.
7. Oh, yeah.
I'm on 11. The first season was better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is rough. This is a little rough to get through.
You always know why. The first season, they had a set season. That was their season.
Yeah.
To get... Okay, are you going to get season 2? They almost doubled the seasons.
Yeah.
And so usually when you have that elongated story, it doesn't always help. I still, honestly, I like it more than I like 13 Reasons. That show just depresses me. I don't even know if I want to finish season 2. It's just it's super dark.
I knocked that one out fast.
I know you did.
The second season was rough of that too, though. It was rough, and I don't know if I'll watch the third season of it just because I'm.
Well, it sways from the book now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
something like that. So, just been chilling, a couple Fortnite here and there. Bought the basketball skins that just released for the finals, so my dude's balling now.
Okay.
I'm balling. Go listen to St. John. And then that's pretty much it, man.
Okay.
That's pretty much it, man.
Okay. Good, bad. Honestly, bad has just been not getting frustrated with different things I have to do, workload type stuff. But I'm managing it. It's okay. We're gonna make it through. But it was a stressful week, and weeks being cut in half pretty much for the past this coming week will be the first week I've had that's a week because I was in Michigan and then come back and it's Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And then this past week was the rehab of Memorial Day, and there was stuff I didn't get done from the week I was in Michigan that I still had to get done on a short week, didn't get it done. So this next week is my first full week to get things done at work. So I will say the bad is just trying to manage everything while we're getting ready for we're already talking about Christmas campaigns again. So it's kind of a ever moving thing. So that's interesting, but business is good. Cannot complain about business.
Being in this position, you're already talking about Christmas campaigns. Do you see marketing things and things in pop culture differently now, knowing on the other side how long it takes to plan things out efficiently?
Oh, 100%. Like I read a thing that said the Super Bowl commercials, they start thinking about the next one like after that one. Like directly after one comes on is when they start their planning. And I always thought that was weird until I was in the position I'm in now. And I'm like, oh no, that makes a lot of sense actually. You really have to. You really, really have to. There's a couple campaigns that did pretty good this year that I'm already like, wheels are turning for next year type of thing. So you really have to plan ahead. It's crazy how organized you have to be. But it's all good. It's all good. It's just the stressfulness of having a packed week.
Right.
So yeah, I would say that that's the only bad. Good is there's nothing wrong, but there's nothing extremely good either that I would have to point to, other than the fact that I have been talking to a bunch of different people about finally getting my full page in Deluxe Magazine in St. Louis. So right now I write like little columns for them and stuff like that, but I want to do like a full page thing where it's like Malcolm's Corner or whatever, and I have a full page. So I've been talking to people about that, and that could be really, really interesting to have a full page in like a citywide magazine. So that's pretty cool.
And then you can do it MC Malcolm's column.
MC Malcolm's column. Yeah, so that's been kind of exciting, kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, watching different stuff on TV, listen to a lot of music as always, hanging out with people as always, so I cannot complain.
Yeah.
So that's our good, bad. Make sure you hit us up, Daps_pounds. Tell us your good, bad. We care about you guys. We love the Dappies. Let us know if you have any questions about us personally, then hit us up and let us know what we can do for you. Now, we're going to dive right in, all right? Do you want to save... Well, we can enter in the Drake Pusha stuff within the Kanye album, or we can do that first and then get into new music. What do you want to do?
You know what? Listeners, I know this. Just like Joe Budden's podcast, they want the juicy stuff first. So let's just get into it.
Okay.
Because you know the listeners are going to want to know our take of round 2, or I would say round 3, right?
Kinda, yeah. The rounds are kind of weird.
Yeah, the rounds are very weird.
So basically, this week, after Pusha dropped his diss record, everyone was wanting to know when Drake was going to respond, right? Because last week on the podcast, did we talk about Pusha's record? We talked about No, we didn't? Okay,
No,
so last
it's only
week
Drake's. We were wondering what's going to happen, and then he released.
All right, so Pusha dropped Story of Adidon. All right, that's how quickly that these things are happening, guys. They're happening so close together that it's hard to remember what we said on the podcast from 7 days ago.
It was like Wednesday, I think.
Okay.
Or no, it was that day, wasn't it?
The day of the podcast, maybe?
I think it was that Monday night.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
So, basically, he dropped Story of Adidon, all right? Everyone's freaking out. I'm freaking out. I listened to the song. We hit up each other, and we're talking to each other about the song. And the first thing we go is, Pusha is serious, and Pusha went really far, right? And so we're both kind of just like, this is an interesting, very precarious situation for Drake because he's never really been challenged like this. Not only was it a pretty immediate response, but there was someone willing to go really far. What did you think of Story of Adidon?
So first off, you see the image of what appears to be a young Drake in blackface. Everybody thought that was like firestorm. Even designers. I saw graphic designers talking, no, this has to be photoshopped. Pusha responds, no, look up the dude's name. It's not photoshopped. It's a real photo. Then it all starts falling into place how calculated his diss was, because the beat had meaning behind the actual photo. He had to have known about this photo for the line that was in infrared.
Yeah. Oh, he's had this information. So I think he's had this photo.
I think Pusha was a move ahead of Drake and baited him into this.
Yep.
I personally think that the line about Virginia Williams had nothing to do with what Pusha said. I think it was an opening so that Pusha could just say, he said that. I can say whatever I want. Because I think even if Drake didn't say anything about Virginia Williams, he just would have said, this is rap beef.
I agree.
Like,
I think it's one of those things that he would have chosen everything and anything he could to go where he was going to take it. I think that just the fact that he said his fiance's name was just an easy icing on the cake. Because if it would have been just him saying Malice, he would have been like, don't you ever speak on my brother. You know what I mean? Like he was just waiting and Drake walked into it. It was just bait, man. It was
bait. And then Pusha, it's like with the rollout of the album, he's like, it's only good publicity for me. You know, everybody's going to be paying attention to Infrared, whatever. Pusha, I think bar for bar, I don't care what anybody says. I think Drake had more clever metaphors.
Yeah.
Bar for bar.
I do too.
But this is rap beef. There's a different side to it. If you watch battle rap, there's wordplay, which gets a lot of oohs and ahs, but then there's also just straight being disrespectful. And there's a battle rapper by the name of Arsenal. He just would make you... His idea of battle rap was, I'm going to disrespect you so much that you want to swing on me. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what Pusha did. And, talking about 40 being basically making fun of his disease that he has, going at Drake with his baby mama allegations and his son. The biggest part of all of this that I find the most intriguing is that Pusha ruined Drake's Adidas rollout.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That cost Drake probably millions of dollars and Adidas millions of dollars.
And two, I know I'm skipping ahead here, and Dobie, we're gonna fill in the rest for you. But Kanye yesterday put out a tweet, and he said that he's about love. He's never been about beef, and lines were crossed, and now this beef is over. This is dead now, right?
Right.
I feel like that's Adidas because Pusha signed to Adidas, Kanye signed to Adidas. And Drake, I feel as if they were like, hey guys, this is all fun and games, and I know that this is hip hop, and this is the risk we took when we signed a bunch of hip hop artists to display our brand.
Push, you just
but Pharrell
ruined the
doesn't do this
rollout.
crap. Pharrell doesn't do this to us. Pharrell's safe. All right? Push, you're wild. Kanye, you're wild. Drake, you're wild. Figure this out. Because you guys are messing up the money right now. I don't think Kanye even thinks about this as like a big beef. I really don't. I think that was an Adidas thing. I think people sat down with him and said, hey, this is going to get crazy for everyone.
And remember, I told you about the Adidas thing. I was like, how pissed off is Adidas?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the rollout of, one, Drake announcing he's with Adidas now, huge. Two, all of a sudden releasing this new brand underneath Adidas called Adidon. Three, Drake mentioning I do have a son, and I'm going to immortalize him in
he was going
to
announce him to the world that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so like rumor has it that Drake was Jordan Brand, and he pretty much wanted his own OVO line under Jordan Brand, and Jordan Brand only wanted him to do capsules the way that he had been doing. There is a jumpsuit that is Jordan Brand / OVO. There's the 12s. There's the he had a bunch. There's like 3 or 4
Sixes.
Sneakers, that came out that are OVO / Jordan Brand. And they wanted to do more than capsules. They wanted their own line under Jordan Brand. And Jordan Brand has never done that before. Nike doesn't really do that. Like, if you think about it, they've let Kobe have his own brand under them. They've had Jordan let his own brand under them. KD,
LeBron,
Paul George, LeBron. But they just don't give those things out. And Nike isn't notorious for giving those out for rappers. As to where Adidas is, Run DMC,
that's true.
Adidas has been doing this for a while as far as partnering with music.
They've just been looking for the right one, which was Kanye.
Exactly. So they didn't have the freedom at Jordan that they would have at Adidas. There was a falling out between Drake and Michael Jordan's son. Michael Jordan's son is in charge of pretty much brand Jordan now as far as like the aesthetic of it. And he said some things on Twitter and then had to like take it back really quick because Drake hadn't officially announced yet. But Drake, if you see him courtside at a Toronto Raptors game, he's been in all Adidas recently in all the pictures. So it was coming down to the point where people were like, he's probably gonna sign if he hasn't signed already. Right. So,
which is gonna mean those OVO Jordans, you better keep those in a box.
Oh,
because
listen, the same way those Red Octobers for Nike and like the Nike Kanye or whatever. Oh my gosh, yeah.
You give those another 3 years, bro.
Yeah.
Holy grails.
So basically, Pusha T, if everything is true that we're hearing, ruined the Adidon Adidas launch. Absolutely.
And his name is not
it.
Adidon. His name is Adonis.
Yeah.
FYI.
Yep. So, I don't know. I look at it like Pusha T was extremely calculated. I look at it like Pusha T knew all of this information and was just gearing up for it and baited him into it because he wanted to promote his album.
I think Drake expected Pusha to do bar for bar.
I did too.
I don't think he expected to go the dirty route.
I don't either.
And, yeah, Drake took an L. People are giving Infrared a win. And no, if you're, I don't think you can add Infrared into this because it's like what he says, like two bars. Like I don't know why people are like push 4-0. Where are you getting these rounds
Push
from?
4-0 is wow. That's not even a thing.
Because let's be honest, Duppy, everybody was saying no, he got push, and then the invoice thing, which was smart, but I think in the end, with it all said and done, Drake's not making at this point. I'm disappointed. I am, but I have to understand this. And Jay would probably say the same thing now, being the older Jay. Make the business move, not the rapper move.
Not only that, man. Like at the end of the day, it's Hove. I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, Jay-Z is the most. As far as rap goes, man, he's the greatest because this. Do you know how many times Light Up shot up in the streaming like records? Light Up like went back on the charts last week.
Really?
Because of the J line. Drake, here's how they're gonna come at you with silly rap views
trying to distract you.
Listen, I'm telling you, they brought it up with Meek. They said Jay tried to do that, or Jay tried to warn you. They did it with this. Jay-Z has been here before. He knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
People forget, at the time of the Jay-Z Nas thing, Jay-Z was like right before Big Pimpin'. He was on to like, we drink Cristal.
He was hungry. He wasn't on Drake's status.
Yeah, like it's...
So you do believe what I'm saying? How somebody probably told Drake make the business move, not the rapper move.
Yep.
And then he'll probably say a couple bars on his album. He will not say anything. I think he's going to have to say something.
I almost feel. I don't know. I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to do. I do not know what he's going to do. I know what I want. I want bars. I want this to happen. I want this to go back and forth for years to come. I want them to be beefing 15 years from now like Ja Rule and 50 Cent.
I heard 30 for 30
Forever.
freestyle, and I was like, that is the perfect way to go about it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just to picture Drake rapping in a tailored suit, after he just got done eating champagne and caviar.
And you're still going to have the street guys going like, we don't care about the money, blah, blah, blah. We don't care about the numbers and record sales and blah, 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 blah. But listen, if you're not a street guy, you have to be real. You have to rap about what your surroundings are. And that's what Drake is. Drake is not a street guy. He's never really claimed to be. Unlike Pusha, who is a street guy. And another thing for you Pusha T fans who say that like Drake wore blackface and he's weird about his black identity and he never speaks on black issues and stuff like that. We all know if Drake started speaking on black issues, the first thing people would say would be like, you're from Canada, why are you talking about stuff in America? Blah, 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 blah.
And then sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it just reminds me of when Lil Wayne spoke on racism, and then everybody's like, yo, no, never mind, Lil Wayne, don't do it.
Exactly.
Why? Because Drake or Lil Wayne he's in a different
He's
world.
been rich since he was 11.
He's in a different world. I mean, it's
Yep.
just completely opposite, and that's why Kanye. People were like, "Oh, Kanye, he's this and that." Think about how long now he's been in a new society.
Yeah.
He's married to the Kim Kardashian. You want to talk about the most bougie family in the world? It's the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Like he's not in that culture anymore, and so I think it's good that he doesn't speak up on it, but because we just learned when he does, he's been so separated for so long, it doesn't help.
No. I don't want Kanye to speak on black issues ever.
No, before we forget, the picture. I've heard a lot of people saying like they will never look at Drake the same because of the blackface picture.
I liked Drake's explanation, and I'm aware that could be a lie, right? I'm aware that Drake could just be saving his hide and just, putting that statement out there. But the statement simply was he was trying to counteract things, and they were trying to prove a point, and it was a part of a project that was supposed to show people, look, this is what black people used to have to do, this is what they used to have to make black people do, this is what white people used to do, was dress up. So a black actor in today's society, if you look at the roles that they're given, even though they're not in blackface, they're jumping around doing stereotypes just to get people to pay attention to them. Not much has really changed.
Also, too, it's funny because they're looking at Drake like he's a white dude in blackface.
Yeah.
When did we all decide Drake's white now? Is it wrong now for mixed people to wear blackface?
I think it's just wrong for anyone to wear blackface.
Right.
And I think that anytime you wear blackface, I think that your explanation has to be amazing. And the fact that this is the first time people are seeing the photo, which is crazy that this photo has never been seen before, because I don't know how you keep something like that, because it was on the dude's website and it was just like, it wasn't even like, this is Drake. It was just like,
Drake
here's a
forgot
picture.
about that picture.
Oh, guaranteed. I don't think he thought this would ever be a thing. I really don't think he thought that this would ever be a thing.
Also, when Drake in 2000, he said 7, and he's 17 years old, 100% different temperature within the culture on these issues.
Yeah.
If that photo came out in 2007, I'm sorry, or I'm not sorry, but I would argue with anybody to say that would not have the same amount of discussion as today's society because of where race is in America, where these conversations are in America.
Well, either way, it's one of those things where he was trying to do a good thing.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what's getting lost, is he wasn't doing it in a way to make fun. He was doing it, and I think him smiling in the picture is what, people keep pointing to, like, is he making fun of us? He was doing it to promote the fact that it's still hard for black people to get roles unless they perpetuate stereotypes. That's what he was doing. Literally, a black movie about gangs will make more money than a black movie about coming together for Christmas as a family.
Yeah.
That's just the way society works. That's what he was saying. That's what he was trying to do. I would like to see the rest of the photo shoot. I would like to see the project. But at the same time, it's like, that's the problem. I saw a lot of people on Twitter going, okay, if that's the truth, let's see the whole thing. They're going to want more and more and more and more and more and more and more. So that brings us to the next part of this that's very interesting, the statement. I don't think Drake should have put out a statement. I think he should have found a creative way to put that in bars. I think he should have put exactly what he said in bars in a response. Because when you do a statement, it says, one, you're worried, you're bothered, and this is really affecting you. You got people calling your phone, and it makes you look shaky, which I guarantee was happening. I guarantee people were calling them like, yo, this is wild, what's good? Two,
Do you think it was Adidas?
Maybe. It could have been. But two, I think it also says that I don't know how to respond to this. I didn't see this coming.
Oh, yeah.
This is shaky.
Drake forgot about that photo.
I need what he said in bar form. If he would have responded in bars, people would have forgot about it.
I think it would have been really hard to respond in bars.
Drake is amazing. I'm not going to put that on Drake. I think Drake can come up with anything to say what he said in that statement. Because when you don't do it and you release a statement, it's like a million apologies we see for these rape allegations and sexual abuse and blah, blah, blah. When you put out a statement, it looks like you're admitting some form of guilt.
I'm wondering if it was just because it had to have been because he was getting calls about the photo, not from his child allegations, but from the photo.
No one cares about that. It's hip-hop.
I think it was mainly higher ups because you remember we're talking. Drake is a businessman. He's got Sprite still. He's got Adidas now. He's got the Toronto Raptors. Like if you get a call from the GM of Toronto Raptors saying you need to fix this,
Yeah.
or you're done. I mean, that's you know, we were talking about your marketing plan and then bringing up Adidas. I think, and then me saying business move instead of rap move. Who has more to lose, Push or Drake?
Drake. That's why this is so poetic for Pusha.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
And so because of that, I think you're starting. And I'm not giving him a pass. Malcolm and I have both said we'll state on the podcast this is Drake's biggest L of his career.
Yeah.
And to me, I keep comparing this to Drake to Jordan. Now I'm a LeBron fan, but overall I still think Jordan is considered the greatest of all time, right? And I think the biggest blemish on Jordan's career is how many times he's lost first round of the playoffs, right? That's the one statistic most people bring up. Mm-hmm. And so I think Drake, but that doesn't take away Jordan's greatness. I think Drake is always going to be in the greatness category, no matter what. But when you have people who are arguing against you, this is the first thing they're going to bring up. Just like how with Jordan, the first thing they're going to bring up is, well, what about all those first round playoff losses?
Yeah. And it's funny you bring up Jordan because I've seen a lot of people compare Drake to LeBron in a lot of ways. And it's really interesting because both of them came into their leagues with more hype than people had beforehand. Mm-hmm. I remember when Drake first came out, they said like he's gonna be the next Jay, and like there's a lot of comparisons between LeBron and Drake that can be made actually. I even saw someone on Twitter say like, "Yep," and then he went to Miami and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's really funny because when Young Money moved to Miami, Drake was making a lot of music there, but I am looking forward to seeing what happens next. The problem is Drake is being haunted by the "we waited 4 days, where y'all at" line that he did in Back to Back. And people are going, hey, by the standards of Drake, that Drake put these standards here. No one else did. Drake put these standards here. He's not even following his own thing.
I'm going to say this. If Pusha doesn't respond, because here's the thing. I think... correct me if I'm wrong, but I really think that you're probably onto something about, because Push even said, I don't even think he's going to release anything. Push will say or do anything to make Drake look like he's on the wrong side of things. So there could have been already a conversation on the other side of the table, and then, no, because then remember he said $100,000. Drake's asking for $100,000 out
wild.
there.
And see the thing about, so Push, he tweeted, "You're looking for $100K for skeletons that don't exist," insinuating that Drake is looking for information. There's a rumor that he reached out to Jay Prince too to try and find information about Pusha. And first of all, me personally, I know I'm going to sound like a Drake stan when I say this. I don't think that's the case, because when you have Quentin Miller in the stash and you don't say anything about him, that comes back, blows up on your face. When you have a baby mama in the stash, you don't think about it, that comes back and blows up in your face. And you have this blackface pictures, you don't think about it, that comes back and blows in your face. You're not going to openly just talk about $100K and like offer that up and think that that's not going to get put out there. So I don't think Drake's that dumb to like offer $100K for information on Pusha when you know the climate of Pusha has people, you know, out there telling him things. Mm-hmm. I do want to find out who the Mullen crew is. Very interested to know that. The person who is getting Pusha this information. That's very interesting to me. But I don't know if Drake's going to respond. At this point, I want him to, but it may not be the best thing to do. It may be the best thing. Is it more royal and kingly looking to just not respond to him and do the whole like you're a peasant thing? You know what I mean? Like it might just look better for him just to not respond and be like, no, I'm so above this. Like I don't even.
Or is it in Drake's best interest to be like, took a no with that one, but I still bounce back with like a dun, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's gotta be
to address it. Like, you know what? I'm a man who fails. Took a L with Push.
Shout out
and
to
then I
Meek.
pushed out this million, and then I pushed millions of record sales.
Yeah.
Something, to support. I don't know. Something, you know what I'm saying? Make a play on word just to admit it. It's still going to be a stain in his career, biggest stain in his career, no matter. Props to Push, calculated. I still don't like his lines about 40, but whatever.
Yeah, the 40 lines are rough, man. The 40 lines are rough because 40 doesn't bother anyone. But I don't know, man. And I think the 40 lines, by the way, are true just to also just debate them. I don't think Push doesn't have anything against 40. 40 doesn't bother anyone. He's trying to get Drake to step out.
And you
there.
talking about you upset. Well, I want to see what happens when you get mad. That's what he says on the end of Adidon.
This is the ultimate villain role. There's a large part of me that loves Pusha for this. Like,
there needs to be
and the album delivered. Daytona is the best rap album of this year, probably, and I love it. And I listen to Daytona still. The fact that I can be a Drake stan and every day for the past week I've listened to Daytona tells me that it's a good album. Like, it's solid to me, man. Really, really solid work.
Push.
I don't know.
Push.
I hate it had to be you. But oh well. We'll see what happens.
You know what? This might be good. But I will say this. Timing-wise kind of sucks because... No, because Drake's a good enough artist. He's not touring or anything where he can create some really good music off of this.
Yeah.
Because guess what song I listened to the other day? The Calm. I'm hoping and praying he has an album like The Calm because he said, remember that night, something happened. He said, 40, give me a beat. And he just went in the studio and started writing. Can you imagine the emotions that are coming through him right now? I'm hoping. Oh my gosh, I'm hoping something.
Well, and two, I had said on the podcast weeks ago that the title of the album and him being on the Block Boy song and him being with Lil Baby, I had a feeling that this was going to be a very aggressive album. Mm-hmm. It just felt like that. And the single he releases, I'm Upset. And it's just kind of like, I feel as if after this album, we're going to go back to like the lighter stuff. But this is going to be Drake's like...
If you're reading this?
Maybe, yeah. This is going to be like his aggressive album. This is going to be it. This is going to be the album that he really gets aggressive on. And Push didn't know that. But Push doing this right now counteracts that. And so that's where it's a little shaky. Because people are going to say, you're upset, you name your album Scorpion, which sounds aggressive, but yet you can't even respond. I'm telling you, this is a very interesting...
You saying the Adidas thing, I think that makes that is the biggest wrench thrown into all of this. Because again, remember, ladies and gentlemen, Adidas is a huge Fortune 500 company, and when you have somebody, you have the biggest name in rap currently with a rollout that's going to happen at the end of June, announcing his son in the new line, and then you have a fellow affiliate of yours under your name who ruins that plan. Mm-hmm. There's some head people on that board who are pissed.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. That's
because if you think about it, it's the first. If Drake signs to, you remember when Reebok did I had S. Carter's. Mm-hmm. Reebok did a thing. They signed 50 Cent. They signed the whole G Unit. They signed Jay-Z, and they signed like a female artist. It might have been Missy at the time. I forget. But then they did this whole campaign where 50 and Jay-Z were on press tours together. Everything like that. Do you not think Adidas thought, fam, a press conference with Drake and Kanye holding up their sneakers, holding up their lines, like, this could be huge. Man, I'm telling you, This is rough. This is a rough one. This is a rough one. I do need a 30 for 30 on this. I would love to know the background stories of this entire thing. Oh, I'm so excited.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you hit us up, Daps_pounds, tweet at us, hit us up. What do you guys think? Do you like our conversation about this? What was some enlightening things? We talked a lot about it. So we're going to get into the new music, starting with the Kanye West himself off of his second album from the Wyoming section, which apparently after the TMZ interview, it is reported that he actually rewrote every single song for this album.
So Charlemagne on the radio on Friday said that he flew out to Wyoming and he left before the nighttime because he had a different show to do. But him and Kanye have a good relationship now. So Kanye played him the song, like the songs before the night festival weird thing that was going on, Illuminati thing. He said that day, right? That day, lines were being added. He saw Kanye adding lines the day everybody was flown to Wyoming. He saw things being mixed and mastered the day beforehand. And at first I was like, Charlemagne, that sounds kind of wild. Then Kim tweets he took the picture for the album art on his way there. And that turns out to be true. So I think Charlemagne was telling the truth.
To be honest, I actually think it's a good album cover.
It is a decent, it's a decent album cover. But that just tells me that, like, everything is fluid. Everything is in thought. Of course, the things with features and stuff like that was done, but a lot of the stuff he was adding new raps to, adding new everything to. So it's kind of crazy how you can just record an album now and put it out like the next day. Really, really crazy. But 7 songs.
You think every song's gonna be 7? Or every album's gonna be 7 songs. The
That's
number
what they
of
said.
Completion.
That's what they said. I'm curious about the Nas one though.
Kanye started a trend.
I'm curious about the Nas one. I don't know if Nas will be held to that same standard because he's a little different. I think Tiana. Push was. Cudi is. I don't know if Nas will be, but it's supposed to be. Everything's supposed to be that way. But then the way Push described it was like it's 7 songs because it sounds short. But think about, that's 35 records. You know what I mean? That's actually a ton of records for one man to produce. So it kind of makes sense in that way. But I feel like I feel differently about this than you do. So I want you to go and talk about the album.
I listened to it and I went, I don't know how to feel about this album. And I've listened to it, I think 3 times all the way through. And the beats are all great. But I was listening to Life of Pablo after this one. And I just think, if you are going to take 7 of the best songs of Life of Pablo versus 7 best songs of this project, then it bodies Ye. Bodies it. And also, I think there is a certain, I don't know, it didn't, for some people it says they're all like, it's really inspiring. For me, I don't know. I went back and I was like, the ultralight beams, that felt different. You know what I mean? Like, that was something special. I went through this whole album and I didn't get that feeling like, holy crap, that's something special. Like, let's be honest. When we all heard Power on MTV with like the moving picture music video or whatever, like, we were like, what? This song is bonkers. Bonkers. The Runaway project, we were like, this song is crazy.
Even the Stronger, Better, that record was different.
And then you listen to this one and you're like, it's okay. I thought about Killing You. The first intro track, it's very Kanye-esque. He's just talking a lot. and it's like Kanye in his own head, and you're like, well, this made absolutely no sense, but everybody's like, yo, it's art, it's expression. Okay, cool. Yikes was interesting because I felt like it was pretty much a same exact melody off of Life of Pablo, just twist a little bit, which is Wolves. I mean,
oh my gosh, yes. It was the same thing.
And then All Mine. Isn't that the one with the sample like...
Yeah.
That's probably the best sample or the best chorus in the whole thing, because that actually has been stuck in my head a lot. Ty Dolla $ign needs to be on every single album at least one time by everybody, because the dude I don't get upset when I hear Ty.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't gotten upset at all,
Yeah.
and he's out here. Wouldn't Leave. It was like, I don't know, like
I actually liked that record.
Violent Crimes to me, the very last song, the Kid Cudi part, I'm down for Kid Cudi. I think that the Kid Cudi Ye project is going to be better as a whole, because I think Kid Cudi's going to add a dynamic to it that Kanye can't do by himself anymore. But for me, the most interesting song, I think the song that I will reflect the most on was Violent Crimes, because to me, it's finally the song where we really hear Kanye from a point of, I'm a father now, and family has made me a different human being. Which I don't remember on Life of Pablo. I don't remember hearing too much of, you know what I mean? And in such a way where it felt very personal.
Yeah.
And so for me, I felt like that was a very good record. But people are wanting to like this album.
Yes.
People are listening to this album.
People are brainwashing themselves into loving this album.
Well,
to
Jeff,
me.
the other day, he said, we first talked, and then I said, yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. He's like, yeah, me too. Texted me later in the day, he's like, yo, this album's growing on me. And so, to me, and bro, the tweet the other day where it's like, Kanye's going to release an album with that there's no music on it, and he's going to say, imagine the music, and then y'all fans are going to say, I can hear it.
The funniest tweet I saw was this person was like, you do realize that Kanye West just released an XXXTentacion album for 40-year-olds?
Oh my gosh.
I laughed so hard, bro.
Yo. Whoa.
I laughed so hard. But I feel like Kanye, and me and Dobie have been cheating. We've been texting about this. But I feel like Kanye has learned to make something feel bigger than what it really is by creating these moments. The fashion show, flying people out to Wyoming, it feels like a big thing. I will say at the fashion show, the moment when Father Stretch My Hands comes on, and Push and Kanye and Virgil and Cudi and everybody is just, and Wale, and like everybody is just like going crazy. That to me is what I think about when I think of Pablo. When I think of Life of Pablo, I think of that moment, and I think of how crazy that felt, right? But you would not get that if he would have came and did a radio promo, and that's it. So he is a genius, right? Flying everybody to Wyoming, doing this whole thing, making it Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where screenwriters go to make movies and things like that, because it's so serene and quiet. You're already given the perception that you're like this, like Great Gatsby, like guy, you're gonna fly everyone out for a party. Mm-hmm. Like it's like this whole thing, and it makes it feel better.
Hey, where was our invite, Kanye?
Where was the Daps and Pound Show? Could have did something. But let's be real. For the past 2 albums, he did a little on Yeezus 2. Kanye doesn't care about verses. He doesn't say anything about in his verses whatsoever. Each song, he gives you one thing that you can go tweet. Let's Taylor Swift line. Oh, he says something about Taylor Swift. Kanye's so crazy. He's so unpredictable. We're listening to a musical genius. No. Lock yourself in a room for 5 summers. That's the genius. Whoever was writing his stuff, they were able to tap into a Kanye and get him to perform music that spoke to something. I don't care if he's not talking about black issues. He could be talking, and whoever wrote Violent Crimes gets it. That's what I'm talking about.
There's certain people.
Whoever's writing for him needs to get him to say something. When they're just like
real friends.
Like real friends,
bro.
Real friends, 30 hours, ultralight beams. Like,
shout out to Dre.
Get him to say something. Because when it's not, a Taylor Swift line is like, he's so crazy. I thought about killing you, and I love myself more than you. Oh my God! Oh my God! It's so crazy. He thought about killing himself, and he loves himself. So that line is just.
Who do you think that was directed to?
I think it was Kim.
That makes sense.
I think it was Kim.
Because the way he talked about you ever mess up the money, and then it's about okay, that makes sense.
I'm just saying that in every one of these songs, he has a line that is tweetable. He has a line that's like, ooh. And like, because it's Kanye West and he's made this thing, this great Gatsby image of himself, we go, he is crazy. But guys, other than that line, he's not talking about anything. He's not saying anything. And the music feels empty to me. Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of his music. I'm a huge fan. But this is empty, bro. Like,
What do you think? It's Kanye? Or I'm going to ask about Daytona. You love Daytona.
Love Daytona.
What about it feels not empty about Daytona and his subject matter versus Kanye West and what he's talking about on this project?
He's able, what Push does is he tells stories about the same thing, right? Coke. He tells stories about selling coke on 7 songs straight, and he's been doing that his entire career. But he creates a feeling around it that makes you very, very comfortable with it. So the story he tells in Games We Play about going to Atlanta when Big Meech and BMF, the gang, were like selling coke in that era, and he was outside on the corner getting it in, but he remembers seeing that and how that changed his life as a kid. In Hard Times, or Hard Piano, excuse me, in Hard Piano, where he's vividly telling you about life in Virginia compared to life in Atlanta, because he did live in Atlanta for a little while. Mm-hmm. He's telling you stories that shape everything. There's stories on violent crimes, but on the rest of these songs, it's very abstract. You know what I mean? It's very just like throwing things against the wall.
People really love that line, though. I put my hand on the stove.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people love that line. And I'm not saying that these lines are bad.
Didn't Drake say something about that? Put your hand on the
karaoke.
Yeah. Put your hand on the metal and feel it, but you don't feel it anymore. Okay. It just reminded me of that. I don't know.
It just feels empty. It just feels like I need stories, because it just seems like he's relying on the actual music and beat too much, which the beats are there. Don't get me wrong.
Kanye will never go wrong on beats. Great.
But I would rather hear the Cudi project if Kanye wasn't on it and it was just all produced by Cudi.
Also, there's a lot of people upset because they said we're going to boycott Kanye, and now the album's
people
out.
are so fickle, man. People are trash.
That's what somebody said in the. So Pusha was at the was it the ball? What was it? The
Governor's Ball.
Governor's Ball, and the crowd was screaming like F Drake, F Drake, and the comment underneath it was like, and these are the exact same fans that are going to be at Drake's concert saying F Push, F Push, and it's so true.
100%.
So true. You're in the moment. I forget. There's like a certain psychology term for that, of like just doing what the crowd does.
Being a follower, and
Anyways,
it's crazy. Now this album is 1 through 7 on iTunes. Mm-hmm. It's a big deal. This whole thing was great, and I'm telling you, if he would have put this out with no Twitter, with no Wyoming trip or whatever, this album would have did well, but it wouldn't be this hype. I'm telling you right now, he's created moments. He's figured out how to create moments. Let's go crazy on Twitter to where you are on the left side of the USA Today, which he was, New York Times, and then put this album out and it goes big. He's a troll. It's publicity.
I will say I went to DMZ and made a Smack DVD, huh?
That was a hard line.
That was okay. I'm glad you agree with that one, because that line was actually really dope.
Like, I know I sound like a hater. It's just that
you love Kanye.
Bro,
you love Kanye.
Kanye West, like, the fact that this guy is the same person that made College Dropout
It's wild.
hurts my soul.
Isn't it interesting though how now though we appreciate Life of Pablo more? It's like you have to, and that's like every single Drake project where we're like, has Views grown on you? Because I remember when More Life came out, you were like, yo, More Life like bodies Views.
I love Views. And I, because of what I listen to outside of the podcast, because of what I listen to a lot of
Country,
like
R&B.
Afro punk and stuff like that right now.
You listen to everything actually. Let's be real. Besides metal.
But right now, for the past year, I've been listening to a lot of Afrobeat, a lot of just more rhythmic Caribbean stuff, and a lot of Spanish music. So More Life for me.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like where I am right now.
It was in your tempo of life.
Yeah. So
You tweet that.
it was in my temple of life. So that's why More Life to me felt better than Views at the time. Now I've gone back and listened to Views. Now when I go back and listen to it, I do appreciate it. I go back to the same like six songs every time. Feel No Ways is still incredible.
Shout out to Magic Jordan. They killed that.
So I mean, I don't know. Kanye, yay, go get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's worth a listen.
Yeah, it's worth a listen. I do not think that this will live as long as College Dropout lived. I don't think this will live as long as Graduation or Late Registration or My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy lived, or even Pablo lived.
I have to listen to Yeezus again before I say it's worse than Yeezus. Because Yeezus might have gotten better, but I don't know.
Yeezus was pretty bad. Yeezus for me was the start of like the decline of like, okay, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
But hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee you this Nas Kanye project, it's about to be.
I feel like it's
a problem.
Crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Speaking of producers, Curren and Harry Fraud.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Harry Fraud is becoming one of my personal favorite producers.
Yeah.
This dude can body beats.
Yeah.
He makes a vibe on songs that is just so good. This actually might be one of Currency's best projects.
It's really up there with Toyota Vision 3, which was put out a really long time ago. But Currency and Harry Fraud, The Marina, shout out to Louisiana, shout out to Currency. But he put this out, and it is fire. Scare Rap 38 with Action Bronson is one of my favorite songs. 14 Packs with Spoke Dizza is one of my favorite songs. We even got a Wiz Khalifa feature. We know Wiz and Currency have like this crazy thing, and people have always wanted like a true Paper Planes album, like full Wiz Currency 15 song thing.
I think it's a good time for it to happen.
It'd be a great time. It'd be a great time for it to happen. Don't know if we'll ever get it, but they give us little doses.
Wiz can still write bars?
I think so. I just think it's heavier ink. The pen, he presses heavier on the pen head.
Yeah, he breaks lead pencils now.
Yeah.
By the way, album art, I actually really dig the album art.
Yeah, it reminded me of like Pac Sun shirts or like
Pac Sun meets Hotline Miami.
Yeah, very Miami. Yeah.
Anyways,
I liked it though. This was good.
Oh, great project. Go check it out.
Currency, definitely liked it. Waka Flocka Flame, big homie Flocka. I guess he's calling this just a mixtape, but it's pretty lengthy. It is 23 songs, and I will say that these long projects are looking really weird next to these short projects.
And I think people are gonna start catching on that it's not better.
Yeah,
it's not.
This is
it's long and it feels long, and me personally, I couldn't find that one track where I'm like, yo, this is the Waka song to go back to.
In 2018, I'll tell you what I need. I need a So Icy, like, full reunion. I need Waka and Gucci to patch it up.
With the Zaytoven beat?
I feel like Gucci and his new mindset and just who he is as a person, and Waka, he has a wife. Like, I think that they need to patch it up, because I think that they're in a place where they can just like say whatever we went through in the past, we're two different people, let's go.
I like New Gucci, by the way.
I love New Gucci. And I think that
He's
they
so
need
positive.
to.
Have you noticed
I
that?
know he smiles all the time.
And his Twitter, like,
He literally doesn't wear grills anymore because he got like his teeth done.
I'm pissed.
Why?
Because Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan did not do the joint album. I needed that in my life.
Yes. Yeah. I needed that too.
Gosh, and I still like that Change song.
Big Homie Flocka, Waka Flocka. It's okay.
You could put it on while you're playing 2K, see if you can find a song that you like.
Yeah.
That's what I recommend doing.
Luke Combs, this one's for you too. It is a country album and it is flames.
Well, I was going to say on Twitter, like, I don't follow a whole lot of people who listen to country, but the people who do, they're loving it.
Fam, it is homie. Homie's got work. What else?
Black. Oh, I actually listened to the Ugly God mixtape, and
I did not listen to this. How'd you feel about it?
You can pass.
Okay. Black Thought from the legendary Roots crew teamed up with Ninth Wonder for the first EP from Streams of Thought. This is volume 1.
I'm pretty sure Ellie was like on another level, probably
bro, he
listening
was
to
texting
this.
me. He was.
I can only imagine.
He was extremely excited. He bought merch. He was really excited.
Good for him.
But yeah, this is a 5-track EP. It has Black Thought just rapping his head off. The Roots picnic was yesterday, and me and Illy were thinking about going this year. So I'm heartbroken that we didn't go. But next year I want to go to the Roots picnic. It was really
what
fun.
the heck is that?
It's a huge like Roots. It's the Roots hold a festival in New York, and like Lil Uzi Vert was there. They have a podcast tent where they have like It's the Real and like a bunch of other people come and do podcasts there, and it's perfect because like random celebrities will hop on a podcast because they're just there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lil
So
Uzi
we need to
Vert,
do
a
our
bunch of
works
people.
to get invited.
Oh my gosh. I would love to do a podcast from the Roots picnic. It'd be amazing.
Come on, man. Back in the day, and then if Questlove wants to be on it, we can talk to him about how back in 2K, we used to be...
Questlove! Questlove versus Healthy Shaq. But yeah, Streams of Thought, Volume 1. This is great. I will not say this right. I don't know how it's said, but Dostoevsky, I think it's Russian, featuring Rhapsody. Is one of my favorite records on there. It's fire. 215 is fire. Making a Murder is fire. Ninth Verse Thoughts fire. Thank you. It's fire.
mean,
Like
the dude,
I
the dude
really
can
like it. I
spit.
mean, it's rap music. It's like rap, but he's talking about stuff. Ninth Wonder does a really good job of tight-roping between backpacker and mainstream with his sounds. So I like it. It's really solid though. Shout out to Black Thought, man. These 5 records gave me way more good vibrations than the Ye project. I will say that.
I listened to Dizzy Wright.
Dizzy Wright, I listened to this.
The song with Logic is good. Dope talent.
Yeah.
The whole project was solid.
I think so.
I forgot, like, Kid Ink actually has a very good presence on records if it hit with the right thing. I actually felt like it was a good feature for
pretty good.
Dizzy. The Hit 'Em With the Pose, that's a single of his, and it's actually still gaining a lot of traction, and it is still a standout on this project. But for anybody who hasn't been introduced to Dizzy Wright, this dude can rap. Never have questioned his rapping ability. So check him out.
So,
Don't tell me it can't be done. That's the
yeah,
name
I
of
was
the
getting ready to
project.
say that song. I liked that song a lot, actually.
7 songs. Check it out.
Didn't know Owl City drops.
I did. I listened to it.
How was
not all
it?
the way through. If you are sad, you just need to listen to that.
Does he
Because
still sing the same?
yes, and like it's the
I
most
like everything
bubbly
in me.
stuff you can listen. There's nothing more bubbly in the world
Oreo
than
ice
Owl City right now.
I like lemon drops. It's very interesting. Very interesting. What was the name of his big record?
Fireflies.
Fireflies. Man, what a moment in time. Mm-hmm. What else we got as far as albums?
That's all.
That's about it. So now we're gonna shoot. And
Wordplay.
Wordplay dropped
Did
an
you
EP.
listen to it?
Yes,
Dude,
he
Kanye
dropped an
cares?
EP. Yes. Wordplay is very underrated.
Wordplay is great. Go listen to it. It's called Lo-Fi.
Yes.
It's like 4 songs, but there's a song called Kanye Cares, and it is. I love it. I love it so much. Kanye cares.
It's fire.
Kanye cares.
We're gonna speed past the Lucy's right here for time's sake, but Future dropped a track called Bag featuring Young Bands.
This actually wasn't that
off
bad.
of Superfly. Yeah, it was pretty decent. Gorillaz dropped a song. Gorillaz are going on tour with the internet soon, so that's interesting. And ASAP Ferg, Harlem Anthem. Did you listen to this? Because it sounded like it should be on NBA Street Volume 2. Like it sounded like the soundtrack to like you playing a basketball video game.
Oh,
It was
dang.
pretty sick. And it's for the Uncle Drew soundtrack, so that makes sense. Charlie XCX, we just listened to this record 5 in the morning.
I'm about it.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I don't think it's bad at all. Now, tell me how you feel about Dan and Shay, if you feel anything. Because people are starting to go crazy over Dan and Shay.
They've been out actually for a while. Dane and Shay are
I feel like
actually
there's a buzz right
they're-
now.
Well, he's under the same management of Ariana Grande. Justin Bieber was that guy's name?
Scooter Braun.
Yeah, and
Scooter
so
Braun.
he's actually he's probably arguably one of the best managers in the business.
Yeah.
And so that's where he comes from. I didn't listen to their song, but I do know about him because of that.
Okay. Yeah, there's like a buzz going on with Dan and Shay. Maroon 5, Girls Like You,
Dude,
Cardi.
this is amazing. This album came out last year, bro.
I know.
And I actually loved this song on the album.
I think- So I saw the video, and I'll tell you what, man, the Drake effect of this time frame that we're in and promoting women and putting them towards the forefront. The homegirl Millie Bobby Brown's in the video. Every time I see her, I smile. Really like her. From Stranger Things. Cardi's in the video. Ellen DeGeneres is in the video.
Oh, it's that big, huh?
Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot is in the video. The gymnast, the gymnast
Gabby?
who was sexually abused.
Oh,
and
Ashley.
the girl who's
Ashley?
an absolute smoke show. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, I think her name's
Ali
starts with
Rushman.
an A. Yeah.
Ali
I knew it started with an A.
Rissman or something like that. Yeah, she's in the video. It's a big women's empowerment.
Dude, this song is
video.
so good. Love that. This one and then that one where I said it sounded like a Drake song.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Lil Skies, I Know You featuring Young Pinch. Okay.
He's definitely trying to grab that same vibe of his big song.
Yes.
Because I don't think his album did that well. I think it was mainly the one single he had.
Yeah. Swiss Beats came out with a new single, It's Okay. I think he's bored. I think he feels like, because we know he's not a rapper, he just does this every once in a while. We don't even know if this is going to be attached to a Swiss Beats album. He just likes to put out songs randomly.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like it should be on 2K.
Yeah, I can see that. The Internet come over. I think on this next album that they're putting out really soon to go on tour with, it's going to be more of like a groove thing. It's not going to be pure R&B the way that their other projects were. But I'm here for it. I love the Internet and To The Kid. Likely 2 Nights featuring Amine. Huh?
Your boy.
I love Amine's verse, but this song was not doing it for me. I'm gonna lie to you. James Arthur, You Deserve Better. Girls are starting to go crazy over James Arthur. He's
Where's
foreign.
he from?
He's foreign. He's from like
Foreign. Oh, my cars
either
are
Britain
foreign.
or Ireland or something. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Made in Tokyo. Ned Flanders featuring ASAP Ferg. That song was decent. Mac Miller Programs. We listened to this before the podcast, and it was
Old Mac.
It was Old Mac. It was pretty good.
I like
it. Was
it.
pretty good.
Needs a remix of Logic.
Weezer, Africa. I Need You to Chill.
Yeah, I saw that title and I was like, what?
Toto will forever be the masters. I'm not going to say the masters of Africa. I was going to, but that sounds a little wild right now. They will always be the masters of that song, Africa.
Yeah.
So I Need You to Chill, Weezer. I really do.
There's a new Neo song. What?
It's called Summertime, right? Isn't
Yeah.
it? Where is
Yeah.
it? Oh, yeah. They dropped.
Is it good?
He dropped. It's all right. Neo.
Man, we root for Neo so hard. Neo was huge back in our high school days.
He was. Neo was everything. J Hus dropped Dark Vader. He is Afrobeat artist. Another Made in Tokyo song.
Oh, stop the press. Nick Cannon dropped a banger, I bet.
Hold My Calls.
Oh, snaps. Did you hear it?
No.
We both are like, no.
He asked me to hold his calls, so I held his calls.
So I held it.
So I held his
Held it.
calls. the hell it's called. Let's see what else is going on here. Eminek featuring Haley Steinfeld, Color. This song is definitely gonna be played in like nightclubs.
Yeah. Did you listen to that What Up What Up PG, the Reasons artist? What Up
RPG.
Is it What Up RPG?
I'm not sure. I don't think I did. I think I would have
actually
remembered
good.
the name of it. Is it?
Yeah. You
Okay.
need to go back and listen to it. It's a very vibey type project. But I actually think it's a very solid introduction to Reach's hit. They signed Aha, and Aha had a lot more momentum. And then I think they signed this guy around the same time, but it just kind of didn't go anywhere. But he did release a project, and I actually really liked it. I think you got to listen to it. The beats, bro.
Okay.
The beats are nice.
Okay. I need to give it a try then because I did not listen to it. I would have remembered that name. Overall, I don't think there's too much else that came out. Not this week was mostly revolving around that good old Kanye West album
And
that came
everything around it.
out. Yes, I do agree with that. We talked about Big Bank last week, though. We did. Big Bank, take Lil Bank. Guys, we're going to close the show out the only way we know how. That is 101 conversation starters for couples Duppy. Tell them what we got.
I wish I could hire blank to write and record a song from me to you. From me to you. From me to you, buddy.
That's interesting. Nick Lachey. Joke.
Nick Lachey.
He's the lead singer from 98 Degrees.
Why him?
It's not him. I don't. This is a weird. You know what? Jesse McCartney. That's real.
I'd pick.
I feel like he would do a great song for
I'd
you.
pick Big Crit, and then it would be
Yes.
a song about your boys,
Yes.
because I know
Yeah.
how much you would enjoy that.
I think Jesse McCartney. I think that he would put. Because in another life, I think you went for it. In another life, I think you went for it. You went to LA and lived in your car and became a pop star.
Me?
In 98. Yeah.
Cool.
I think you went for it. I think you would
Cool.
have a Jesse McCartney type of album. Jesse McCartney is one of the most underrated artists of that era.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 18 of the Daps and Pounds Show. Hit us up, Twitter, Instagram, Daps_Pounds, or go to our website at www.dapsandpoundsent.com. Malcolm, close us out.
Guys, as he said, it was episode 18. We're so happy that you're driving to work right now. You're at work right now with your earbuds in. You are cleaning around the house listening to this. We are just so happy that any type of way that you are listening to us, you are listening to us. Hit us up, Daps_Pounds, just like Adobe said. We will be here next week. We will be here for eternity, for you, forever, and always. I love you so much. My name is Malcolm. To my left, we have
Adobe.
represent 2 mics,
2 friends.
and 1 show.
The Daps and Pounds
Show. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Shouts to the shout out.
Gang, gang,
gang. Whoa!